Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another live stream. It is time. Yes, it is. It is time. It's on a Friday night. It's raining out here. It's about 65 degrees, maybe. Dude, I'm not. I mean, I got here like a minute late. Maybe a minute and a half. I don't know, man. Maybe a minute and a half late. I see that NFL Brazil. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens with that game. Probably nothing will happen, but it's kind of an interesting time for the NFL to be in Brazil. The timing of that. Did you see the mail-in ballot numbers? Yeah, I saw that tweet. It was a misrepresentation. It's liberal cope. They're still trailing. Dems lead. Yeah, but you have to Dems lead relative to just the general. If you look at the comparison from 2020 to 2024, Republicans blow them out of the water. Oh, Paul. Boy, Paul, you're roasting me. I like it. I do like it. Some people think the fix is in for Harris. Well, listen. There's going to be people saying that up until election night. You're not going to be able to shake that because those people, what would really change their mind? The only thing that would change their mind is if Trump wins. The people that think it's fixed for Harris, nothing's going to change their mind unless Trump wins. So there's really nothing you can say. I mean, look, we saw what happened in 2020. They cheated and rigged it for Harris. I mean, if any liberal wants to debate me on it, it'll be hilarious. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg confirmed that big tech, they told big tech that there was going to be a Biden family corruption story that was disinformation. If you censor the biggest October surprise, the only October surprise, I view that as cheating. And it is cheating, according to really anyone, until like, oh, now it's then they have to qualify it like, oh, but Trump said there was voter fraud. Well, it's still election manipulation if you manipulate it with big tech. That is manipulation. 3-point lead in Florida, Texas, not good. Yeah, they're fake polls. What do you know? They're fake polls. Texas has a favorable view of communism. It looks like that's good to see. Yeah, like look at this is completely absurd. If you get numbers like this where Kamala Harris is -1 in terms of net favorability in the state of Texas, your poll is wrong. Your poll is completely wrong. You're oversampling Dems. Or according to Biden's DOJ, talking about record inflation and how Americans can't afford groceries and is Russian. Anything that's negative against Democrats is Russian disinformation. Record inflation, Russian disinformation. Unaffordable prices for food, Russian disinformation. Risk of Russia, 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 Russia. I can't believe they're still doing Russia. They can't. We just can't escape Russia. Russia is the almighty God. It is everything for the Democrats. Why did Trump's press conference, guys, we can't do this. We can't sit here and analyze if Trump drops a point in Poly Market. We're not, it's going to be a miserable time if we do that. If Trump drops a point, remember when Trump was down 10 in Poly Market and people freaked out and I said it's just ebbs and flows. It's just healthy ebbs and flows of the election cycle. We can't sit here and freak out. Go out and yeah, of course. All these polls, like we can sit here and argue about polls all we want, but at the end of the day, it's just like, dude, it's just like a football game. Trust me, I know with all the lines and all the spreads over the years, and I mean, it really doesn't matter when the game starts. It just you know, and obviously the election is times 10 because we know it's probably going to be close. I mean, even if the electoral college is not close, the states are going to be close. We know that. Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg admitted they cheated. They did cheat. Yes, they might kill Trump again. Yeah, it certainly feels like it. I mean, they're gonna try and jail him. If he loses, they're gonna really, really go full dictatorship, and they're going to try and jail Trump and Musk. They really have to. Musk is killing them. Musk with his free speech and buying. I mean, they didn't think there was any way that Musk would spend 40. I mean, $40 billion is an insane amount of money for a single person to spend on something. It really is, and an asset that really doesn't make money. But it wasn't the money that was important for Musk. That's what makes it so courageous. And Musk has really changed a lot of the discourse, and he knew he was going to. That's why he did it. That's why he bought it. The election was over after the debate. Well, you could certainly argue that, because it's like, really, Kamala Harris, she has no qualifications. At least with Biden, if he would have had a decent debate, you could say he's the incumbent and he's got already a groundswell of support. Harris doesn't have that, but now they're manipulating and saying, oh, Harris is going to do better than Biden. But no, you might be right. I'm not going to do the 13 keys tonight, man. They're going to try and steal it. Well, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, you could argue that, I mean, in 2016, they let Trump win, so I don't know. I hate to say it, but I think a large number of Dems think cheating on the election is okay. Oh, no, Paul, you're absolutely right. Think about this, and why won't any conservative that's bigger than me make this argument? They called Donald Trump Hitler for 4 years, and they believed it. This was not like a hyperbole. So if you really think Hitler is in office, not only would you cheat, you would smile while you're cheating to keep that person out of power again. There was attempted manipulation. Well, dude, I mean, like, we're not going to sit there and argue if there was like a 2-point manipulation on Polymarket. I mean, like, let's not sit here and look at Polymarket every 3 seconds and be like, oh my God, Trump went down a point. What are we going to do? Trump is down. Oh God. You know, this is just the ebbs and flows of the election. It's not a big deal if Trump goes down a few points. I mean, as long as it's around, as long as Trump's not getting blown out, it's going to be good. Are you being paid by Russia? Yeah, Putin is paying me for. Yeah, I mean, Putin's paying me. I'm very thankful. I've got a vacation home in St. Petersburg, Russia. I've got a vacation home in Stalingrad. I don't even think Stalingrad exists anymore. Trump and Musk could just run off to a private island until January 6th, if that's the case. Well, yeah, it wouldn't matter. He would just pardon himself. They wouldn't. If Trump wins, there he's untouchable. But he has to win. What do you think is the best game tomorrow instead of Texas versus Michigan? Um, Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think Boise State, Oregon might be interesting, but it's hard to say that's a great game. It's at 10 o'clock. I mean, the fact that game's at 10 o'clock kind of takes it away. I mean, maybe that Oklahoma State game. I'm trying to remember the games, honestly. The 3:30 window. Save. Yeah, that's going to be interesting with the Save Act, man. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that. I know. I think the 13 keys has to be I think people are just trolling me at this point. There's no way. There's no way. Trump needs his own personal army. Did you hear that? Did you hear Biden say that he can't go out into the crowd because of safety concerns? Yeah, like anyone really cares about Biden at this point. I mean, it's Biden is just he's completely lost. I mean, we've got some clips here
with them about the fact that it is probably best that you do not have your election system connected to the internet, because that will create greater vulnerabilities. And then look at where we are now in this year of our Lord 2018. We're talking about paper ballots, but that actually might be one of the smartest systems.
Yeah. Brazil game is on Peacock, I know. I believe they attempted to cheat with it. Yeah, that's what Alex Jones said. He was like, my number said Trump was up by 10 million and they tried to steal it. Oh man. Oh goodness sake, there's almost no election fraud. You need to humble yourself. You have no clue how much fraud there is, dude. What are you, the government? Come on. Predict It's had Kamala up for a while. For a while. Yeah, they delayed the New York case. We knew that was gonna happen. Sochi, remember that dude? Remember Sochi, Russia with the Winter Olympics? Ryan Day is a Russian, maybe his brother. His brother. Many liberals would make the argument that if they had the chance, they would not kill Hitler pre World War II. I don't know. I think that's kind of a like. I've heard that question. I guess. I mean, what am I eating? I had Uncrustables. I think that's what it is. I had a box of them. You can't say the 13 keys are fake. Can I say the 14th key is fake? He's at the public beach ever. No, I think that's like a private. They have to. They have to like tarp it off. It's like they've got security surrounding the beach in friggin' Delaware. But he's got probably like a private area, like that the whole neighborhood there in Delaware. I'm sure is gated where he stays at and everything. Sean, 1776, Conrad DG, Trump's landsliding, stop dooming. Pray, vote, donate, volunteer. That's a nice message, Sean. But yeah, I mean, it's big news. I mean, I'm a proud USSR member. Dude. What's the bigger worship sesh, Russia or January 6th? I mean, I think it still has to be January 6th. January 6th is a next level orgy, ejaculation, just culmination. And Russia's a close second. But now Russia, they're starting to revive Russia. They're really reviving Russia. Kamala looked good in the clip. Yeah, she looks way better than she does now. That was, I think, in 2018. Rasmussen has bottomed at Trump +1. It's all up from here based on daily. Yeah, I know. Rasmussen's had a few good polls recently. They do that daily polling. I mean, how really accurate is that, honestly? But I like that they do daily polling. It at least gives you something to look at. Waltz, yeah, Waltz is a weirdo. You're right. He was projecting with the whole weird thing. That was projection. Who do you think is the worst YouTube presidential predictor? Lichman? I don't know. I don't really watch very many predictors, I guess. I mean, I watch a few, but they're mainly conservative, so it's like, I mean, I'm not going to say they're bad. Russia hoax. Yeah, maybe Russia hoax is better. Yeah, I mean, obviously the polls are going to more accurately. They're going to more accurately poll the urban areas because it's easier to, Chris. Yeah, I agree. I would have to feel bad for people that live in North Korea. Yeah, they don't even have electricity at night. When is Bush going to come out for Harris? I doubt it. I mean, his legacy, I doubt he does that. Harris is not like this freaking moderate person, so that's why it's tough for a lot of these conservatives who are actually conservatives to endorse Harris. They have to be paid money, significant money to do it. Because if Harris was more moderate, there would be more, I think. But she's very, 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 very liberal. So it's like if you're actually a conservative, you can hate Trump, I guess, but like this idea that you're just going to endorse Harris when she's ridiculously liberal, that makes no sense. Just because you don't like Trump, you wouldn't endorse Harris. Dems caving everywhere. Look, delayed sentence. Trying to change debate rules. Hiding from reporters. Yeah, no, no, no. You're right. You're right. It's all about just the way you look at it. And I mean, how many things have I talked about per day? I mean, it's every day. It's something they have to bust people in for a freaking rally from out of state. That's how bad it is. But yeah, you're right. The reporters is the worst thing. Suckers and loot. Yeah, you're right. That is suckers and losers is third. Um, what was that? Very fine people has got to be up there. That's another one. SMU favored by 12 and a half is losing to BYU by 1. Well, I mean that game just started, I'm guessing. Yeah, I saw Liz Cheney try and it's just all pathetic. I mean, dude, what is going on with this? Springfield, Ohio. There's the migrants that from Haiti, 20,000. It's a town of 80,000. They get 20,000 migrants from Haiti. The migrants are killing pets and geese. Oh my god. I sense this election will be like 1980 voters break big for Trump in the final days. Trump wins the popular vote by 2 or 3 sweeps, 7 battlegrounds, maybe picks up a surprise or two. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Trump just went on a just ended up blowing. Because think about it, this makes no sense. What leg does Kamala Harris have to stand on? Like all of this is fake. When she was the VP, nobody liked her. So why does everyone like her? What has she actually done? Nothing. So when we reflect on the election, I think people are going to see that. Well, this is what you have to understand with Rasmussen. Go look at their history. Go see, this is the thing that people don't do. Go look at Rasmussen's history in 2020. They underestimated Trump. So how can you say they're biased? And people said they were a Republican pollster in 2020 and they underestimated Trump. And they were still a Republican pollster. So if you look at the history of their polling, this idea that oh, they're overestimating Trump by 5 points, it's just propaganda, doesn't make any sense. Not watching Packers Eagles game. I mean, probably the second half. I'll take a look when I get off stream. But actually, dude, the problem is with Peacock and all that bullshit. Am I gonna be live tomorrow? Probably later tomorrow, but like for the second half of the 8 o'clock games, so like 9:30 or something. Springfield has been invaded. The stories that are gonna come out of Springfield have got to be horrifying. You're brilliant. Wow, thank you. I forgot about potentially jailing Trump, Elon, RFK Jr. to event formation. Well, I don't know how they would jail RFK. Well, honestly, they could think of something. This is what happens. This is what they do. It's all a smear campaign. They'll just make something up, and then everyone will just start saying it so it's true. And then it's like, I mean, no, they just made it up. I mean, I don't know. Like the stuff. Now they're trying to come at all these conservative influencers that are bigger, and a lot of them they just want them discredited. So they smear campaign them and say, "Oh, it's all Russia. It's Russia." And now you look at all the top Republican influencers, and then under it, it's like, oh, you're being paid by the Russians. I mean, these people are just obsessed with Russia. I've never seen anything. This is just a disgusting, disgusting hump session. Just this is crazy. What liberals in Russia get a room. This is unbelievable. We can't escape Russia. No matter how many times there's lies about Russia, it just keeps coming back. It's like that meme when you see it's like that thing. It scares me, and it's just a bunch of liberals looking at Russia. They just Russia is everything. It is the almighty to these people. It is their god. They just cannot get over Russia. They can't get over January 6th in Russia. They've lied about Russia 5 times. Now they're digging out more lies about Russia. Oh, it's just a coincidence. It's 2 months before the election. People love her because she's the Democratic. Yeah, no, I understand that, but the idea that she would go from -15 to positive is absurd. That's not correct. We should be less scared about the election because independents will hopefully see. Yeah, well, independents are coming together and they're standing up against a communist takeover. So it is good to see the independents come out against liberals. Kamala less like than Biden, 28% approval, 60. Yeah, I do remember that poll when she had 28% approval. That was like the spring too. Yeah, I'm getting personal checks from Putin. It's up there with January 6th. Yeah, it's a this unbelievable obsession. Rasmussen saying Trump is winning the Latino vote 52 to 42. Yeah, but he might overperform in other things. I mean, you don't know. I know. The Hunter Biden laptop was the second biggest thing. The first biggest thing was when they said that Russia stole the election in 2016, and then the Hunter Biden laptop was the second biggest thing. And now we've got all conservative influencers being paid by Russia in 2024. But I don't know if that's enough for them. They might have to go with a grand slam. They might have to say that maybe like Trump is secretly married to Putin or something. I think that's what I heard. Maybe I should make a video saying Trump is married to Putin, and liberals would be like, "Oh my God, I knew it! I knew Trump was married to Putin. I knew Trump was a Russian. He needs to denounce his citizenship." I actually think that Biden was not supposed to endorse her because Obama wanted an open convention, but the Bidens were upset and vengeful. Yeah, no. I could see that for sure. Yeah. Well, at some point, I think we'll get the real story on that. But right now, it is what it is. But I understand what you're saying because Biden wanted Mark Kelly, I guess. I mean, that's the rumor. Maybe it's false, but January 6th. Yeah, January 6th is just crazy. They won't shut up about January 6th. They won't talk about the lap. I mean, has when is the last time a liberal's actually talked about the laptop? When is a liberal mentioned the Mark Zuckerberg letter? Do any of them talk about that? I doubt it. They can't talk about it. They just have to talk about January 6th. It's hardwired. Can Trump make January 6th a national holiday? Yeah, make it the day of peace. We really need to keep in mind that Trump overperforms polls, but Harris doesn't. Also, the more she is seen, the more people dislike her. But the only way, yeah, I mean, you're right, and they know that. Liberals know that. That's why she won't. I mean, I didn't even think this was going to be a strategy. I thought, all right, the first few weeks they won't show her. Whatever, they're gonna eventually have to bring her out. I mean, she's like the younger candidate. She's the spry. They're trying to do the contrast between her and Biden. But no, I was wrong. They're not bringing her out. They're not doing any policy. This is a totally fake campaign. And that's how they're going to run it. And I think they know that the more people see her, the more they dislike her. That's why they're not showing her at all in any vulnerable setting. Yeah, they'll probably will accuse Melania. If right wing influencers are being paid outside countries, they should. Yeah, I mean, I had to disclose today that I was paid by Russia. It was a sad thing. I mean, it's all crap drummed up by the left, man. You got to see through that stuff. It's ridiculous. Oh, the timing of it is it's so shocking. It comes out 2 months before the election. They're trying to discredit right-wing influencers. How many times do we have to cry wolf on Russia? It's all lies. They just lie and say it's all Russia. I mean, this is the third major thing. Did Harris have any kind of response at all after the assassination attempt? I don't remember Harris in particular. At that point, it was still Biden, so I'm guessing it was just a Biden-Harris campaign response, basically. So it would have been a part of what Biden said, like they said it as a team. I don't know exactly. But I don't think she said anything solo. I just want to say politics aside, I love your sports content. I appreciate that, man. Texas, Michigan, college football stream. That game's on at noon. I'm not going to be able to do that at noon. SMU up by 2. Dennis Putin said he was for Harris today. Too funny. Yeah, I think he said that yesterday. But he was trolling. Dude, this is hilarious. I wanted to watch this again.
You don't feel like a victim?
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished. Which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
You're fascinating to talk to. I think they think it's sexy. Think of the fantasies. I mean, it's an all-timer. Yeah, the employment numbers they lied about throughout their entire administration, and then they claimed they were like, oh, they're bragging. This is how dumb it is. They were bragging about numbers that were false throughout their entire administration. It's going to be, we know Trump's going to overperform massively. People are not going to be ready for it. Kamala will catch COVID by Monday. Oh, I'd missed the debate. Jesus, man. No, she has to do a debate. Although I don't know now, man. She's got to do it though. If Putin said he wanted Harris to be president, would less people vote for her or more? No, it doesn't make a difference. I don't think it has any difference. Yeah, Anderson was like, lady, get away from me. Lady, I'm gay. The news said today Trump's not going to be sentenced. So I think the sentencing date is the 26th of November, like right around Thanksgiving. But yeah, you're right. It's after the election. FSU 13-0, and then they got destroyed by Georgia. Let's be honest. And then 0-2 this year. Yeah, they were always a paper tiger last year. They played in the ACC. Everyone knew that, and then they got annihilated by Georgia. And then they lost a lot of players. They lost Jordan Travis, but we'll have to see what they end up doing because they might have a coaching situation there. Anderson Cooper's like, honey, this is awkward. As a Democrat, what do you worship more? That's tough. That's tough. Well, democracy and January 6th are kind of intertwined, so white guilt. Why does she sound like Sid the Sloth? Oh my god.
Border crossings are now at their lowest levels in about 5 years, so much so that Greg Abbott is no longer busing people to other cities. But let me ask this fundamental question.
Please.
Will families be separated under your mass deportation?
They're still doing this guilt trip bullshit when we've got 20 million illegals in, and they all want to the liberals want to give them amnesty, but we're still doing the guilt trip.
And again, I do want to answer this question about families and about deportations, but you made this point that border crossings are lower. Border crossings at the southern border are lower because the Harris administration is sending more immigrants through the ports of entry. So instead of coming through the southern border, they're now being flown at taxpayer expense to the ports of entry all over our country. The number of illegal crossings, they're not any lower. They're just shuffling how the people are coming into the country in the first place. And this is very important.
They're able to process them more efficiently, but
crime.
Greg Abbott's not setting them to other states.
I don't want a border czar who makes it more efficient for illegal immigrants to come into this country. That's why we have the problem that we have.
JD Vance destroying a reporter. Crazy eyes, yeah. Yeah, they just guilt trip about that. That's typical playbook. They don't even have they haven't been doing it recently with, oh, you're separating families and things like that. When Obama had those installed first in 2014, and then Trump did it, they went after Trump. But now they haven't been doing it as much because they're like, all right, we admit the border's a problem. We're going to fix it. That's why Kamala Harris has had to come out with these ads where they show the border wall. It's like she presents it. It's like her border wall. I mean, they're showing ads with the border. Even CNN has to call it out. Yeah, they're very argumentative. Did you see the Dana Bash interview with Vance? That was a nasty interview. What about Byron Donalds with Stephanopoulos? That was one of the nastiest interviews I've seen, how bad Stephanopoulos was. What just a disgusting, disrespectful dude. Why is no one talking about the fact that elites are using illegal immigrants to erase Black America? What about white America? I mean, you know, you look at, there's some big problems with the population numbers. We all want a debate, but the real question is, how the hell is Kamala going to answer them? She has one in her. Yeah, but she can still word salad. I mean, I think it's going to be very bad for her. It'll be interesting to watch, and I'll be live streaming, reacting to it. I have gotten some comments from people that they're not too happy when I talk over people, but that's just what it's going to be. So if you don't like that, you're going to have to watch it on TV, because I am going to be talking over them a bit. I mean, I try not to do it too much, but I think the media and Dems know that Trump is going to win. Well, I think they think he's the favorite, but I'm sure a lot of them still hope that. I mean, honestly, for the media, you could argue it's better if Trump wins, but obviously they all have their biases depending on what network they work for. And I'd say 90%. I would say like 90. I don't know if it's 90%, but it's a vast majority of them are liberal. Venezuelan illegals are taking over. I know, I heard about that. I wonder what happened to it. I mean, I heard about that like 3 days ago. Do they still have it? What happened? Did they send anyone in to stop it? Yeah, I saw the AP got caught lying. I included that in one of my videos. That was a joke. I mean, and like, it's so like the Associated Press is blatantly biased. It's crazy, man. Yeah, I mean, I could see 312 for Trump. You could say that's realistic best case scenario for Trump, honestly. Realistic best case, that would be that. Yeah, the AP had to delete it and then reposted it, and it was still bad, but they sent in cops in Aurora. Well, hopefully they did. I mean, that's I have visited migrant camps. Believe me, there is reason why kids are separated from adults. Yeah, it's probably not the safest environment there. There was a YouTuber that visited the apartment they took over. Residents said no arrests made by cops. Didn't show up. Wow. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem, Justin. 313 for Trump, so you've got him taking the Nebraska second, probably, as well. I mean, he could win the Nebraska second, but it's hard to predict. Trump should get 500. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. I mean, maybe if they would have stuck with Biden, but even that, they would have coalesced around him. He said they would lose by replace. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. Trump, I doubt will win Michigan. I mean, I think he could easily win it. I mean, you could argue, I guess he's losing barely right now. But Trump could get 400. We'll see how bad the debate goes for her. Imagine, dude. Imagine the debate she gets destroyed. Dude, I want a great moment. It's probably not going to happen. I don't want to get my hopes up, but man, would I love a great moment. I would bust out laughing, dude, if there was a moment. Oh, God. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's not going to be a moment like Biden. Imagine if I was live streaming the Biden debate and I mean, dude, he couldn't talk for like 20 seconds straight. Oh. Hey, dude, love your videos. Keep up the political commentary. Absolutely love it how you break down the story each day. Chase, I appreciate that, man. Go Trump politics aside, who are you picking? Tennessee versus NC State? I'd say Tennessee. I wonder if Trump can flip Virginia. I think it's a possibility. I mean, we saw some polls that were tightened, so it's a possibility for sure. It depends. If Trump has a good debate, I think it'll be really in play. I think Nebraska beats Colorado. I think that'll be a really good game, though. It will be a good game. Nebraska with some hype. Colorado obviously with Dion. Carrie Lake, if she doesn't win, Trump will not win Arizona. No, Trump's gonna outperform her. That's not. It's Trump can win Arizona by 2 points, and she can lose it by a point. I mean, I think he's gonna outperform her. Every poll says he's gonna outperform her as well. I think Trump will have some funny moments, but nothing like Biden or you being. Yeah, it probably not gonna be as good as that. Mike Pence will save us from Russia. Yeah, the unity ticket. Mike Pence and Biden. They're doing a party. They're doing a independent party together. Watch Kamala drop out. Yeah, she's not going to drop out, unfortunately. When is the VP debate? October 1st. Josh Shapiro himself has basically admitted that Pennsylvania would go to Trump. I don't know if he said that. I know that was the Republican spin. I think all he said from what I saw was that it was a really tough state to win. I don't think you can say that's him saying that Trump's going to win it. But I mean, he did say it was a tough state to win. Like maybe a warning shot. Are you an NBA fan? I used to watch the NBA a lot more than I do now, but I used to. Texas versus Michigan. I think it's going to be a low scoring game, man. It'll be a low scoring game. They're going to have crooked polls come out before the election day showing Harris with a massive lead to discourage Trump voters. Remember Biden up 17. Yeah, I mean, they could do that for sure. Or they could just poll wrong like they've been doing the past 2 election cycles. They just can't poll Trump supporters. I wouldn't call Trump versus Kamala a debate. Yeah, but she'll definitely start blabbering on about abortion and women's reproductive rights and stuff like that. And the shooting that happened, they're gonna milk that for political gain. The shooting that just happened a few days ago, or then maybe yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, she can't do I'm speaking because the mics are muted. Born in Detroit, my uncle who lives there said a lot of Muslims in Dearborn are pissed at Biden Harris and are not voting for another kid. Yeah, I mean that's the reason they picked Waltz because of the Muslims in Dearborn, at least partially, because they thought that Shapiro and his stance as a Jewish person would have been bad in terms of that swing state. So that's interesting. If they do jail Trump, do you think a civil war? I don't think a civil war is going to happen, man. I just can't see it. Not 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 in 2024. There's no way, man. I mean, if they jail Trump, I don't think well they wouldn't be able to jail Trump anyways. He would just pardon himself even if they did, and it would make them even more disliked. So if Trump wins, they're definitely not going to jail him. Indiana with 42 points in the first half. Wow. Yeah, they were like 45-point favorites maybe in that game. That's still impressive though for Indiana to score 42 points against like Western Illinois. I gotta bring back the vlogs. I need to get with someone who can film for me. I feel like that would be a lot better than me just filming myself. I feel like it's cringy when I film myself. If I bring back the vlogs like right before the elections, I think that'd be pretty sweet to do. Or right before the election, I should say, not elections, but I mean, if they might, I think if Trump loses, they're gonna try and jail him, and then they're really gonna go after Musk. Musk is like, wait, why am I being jailed? Because you promoted free speech, so we're jailing you. That's what they're gonna say to him. Bro, you're dope. I appreciate you sharing about politics. It's helped me out. Yeah, Gary, no problem, man. Do you think the majority of Dems are sociopaths? Well, you can't diagnose majority of Dems and say that. I would say that most top politicians that have been politicians for 40 years probably fall something around there. But I can't. I mean, I'm not going to diagnose people. I don't know. George Soros needs to be exposed. I mean, he's already been exposed. Everyone knows, but they don't care because he gives them money. He gives the people that mainstream media like money. How will Trump do a mass deportation? Apparently, it's all going to be local. I have some big questions about it. Well, to be fair to Trump, based on separation of powers, it's hard to enact hardcore, quick, swift deportation. Trump said he's going to start, obviously, with the criminals, and then a lot of it is going to be done locally at the state level in the states. I mean, the thing is with a lot of these illegals, they're all in like New York City now. They're all around the country. They've spread them out because there's so many, and Texas can't keep them all. So there's just such an overflow, and now they overflow into these major cities, and that's why New York City's been overwhelmed by them. I mean, New York City was already dealing with crime problems. Now they've said the crime has gone down in New York City. Oh yeah, that's real funny. That's again more manipulation of the numbers where a lot of people don't even talk about it, but whenever they say crime has gone down, that's because their administration enacted something that allowed them the ability to not for districts to not report on crime, like lower crime. And so they say, well, overall aggregate the crime is down, and you've got like 6,000 districts, they said, that didn't report any crime or smaller crime because they don't have to now. That's how they're able to manipulate it. And then the same thing with the jobs. Think about all the part-time jobs that went way up. I'm sorry about this. Sorry to say this, DG, but if Trump is convicted and goes to jail, pack your bags and flee with others to Russia. I mean, I'll be honest. Listen, you got to give me a reaction. What do you think of what's going on? I mean, they're saying Tim Pool's a Russian agent. You're like Mr. Russia. I mean, you did, Dude's been telling me to go to Russia. Maybe Tim Pool's going to go there. Alex Soros has taken over. Yeah, but he's like the puppet on the strings for his dad still. Did you see that assistant coach Tim Waltz did a 95% tax on vapes? That's a great troll. Maybe a 95% tax on tampons. Although I don't know, I think he wants people to have access to tampons, free tampons. I'm sorry. While I am far left, you're far left. I'm surprised you're watching me. I really do appreciate your political insight and viewpoint. Refreshing to see others other than daily scaremongering. Do you think Trump working class? Well, yeah, that's the far left actually doesn't really like Kamala from what I've heard. Well, with the far left, it's never left enough, and she has been making. I mean, she is trying to be a badass and tough on the wall, and liberals are actually criticizing her. They're saying she's way too tough on the wall now. She was like, or she's way too tough on the border. They want everyone to come in. Same with inflation year over year. Yeah, people don't know what the inflation rate is. The inflation rate people think it's like the overall inflation. It's not what it is. It's just comparing to the previous year. So they think that, under the Biden administration it's been a 3% inflation rate. That's just not it's not what it is. It's just comparing to where it was in September of 2023. The October surprise is that Biden and Harris are assassinated another Johnson like Lincoln JFK. I don't know if that's going to happen, man. Benny Johnson, Benny boy. How many times will Kamala say, let's be clear? Yeah, she does tend to say that a lot. Kamala made two mistakes, should have picked Shapiro. Yeah, they admitted they should have picked Shapiro. A lot of the inner Democrats wanted Shapiro. Walt's own family supporting Trump and not having a press conference. I know. How crazy is it to not have a press conference? The arrogance of that. Like, you didn't have a primary. Timeout, 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 timeout. You didn't have a primary. And on top of that, I mean, you would think, and I've made this point several times, but it's like, if she actually cared about the American people, you'd be like, all right, listen, I got to prove myself. This is a very rare situation, but it's none of that. It's, I'm entitled to this. I don't have to do anything. I don't need the media. I don't have to talk. If you don't elect me, you're racist. You're a white supremacist. It's all bullshit. Economy good because line go up. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Trump did reference the stock market, but Trump also didn't have the inflation to go along with it. That's very key to mention as well. The inflation was never like this under Trump. I'm only saying to go to Russia because you're a Trump supporter and Trump is friends with Russia. And many Republicans like you have sided with Russia. When did I side with Russia? See, this is the thing with the gaslighting with these people. I never sided with Russia. When did I say I want Russia to beat Ukraine? I never said that once. I never sided with Russia on anything. So you're putting words in my mouth. I mean, listen, I understand other conservatives might have. I never sided with Russia. I said what they did was bad, but we need to put it into context. Just because I'm not acting like a fourth grader on getting their first period and say Russia bad, nuke them, that doesn't mean I like Russia. Yeah, Kamala is having to flip-flop on all these issues because she ran California. And that's very left, and so she was very leftist, and now she's in a national election. She needs independence, and they're doing it in the worst way possible, too. They're having the anonymous aides come out and say, oh, she doesn't actually believe in this now. She doesn't believe in it. So it's fine. We definitely don't side with Russia. We just don't see Ukraine as an innocent victim. Well, Buckeye fans, see, that's the problem. None of them have nuance. It's constant. Oh, you don't suck Ukraine's dick, so you must be a Russian asset. That's what it is. I mean, you just saw it. Get other far leftists to vote for Stein. Yeah, I think a lot of far leftists are probably going to sit out or vote for Stein, or actually, I think Cornell West, honestly. Don't really see the point in us wasting money on Ukraine. It's a tiny country. Well, let's listen. That's a very complicated. Let me try and get through this really quickly. So, Dennis, that is fake. That is we actually talked about it yesterday. Like, it legit is a fake AI video. It's pretty crazy that they actually did that, but no, it is completely fake. Into the accident in 2011, that was an AI video. But it is pretty crazy but I did want to answer that one question about sending money. Okay, so this is what I think of that whole situation. I think the idea of weakening a foreign adversary without any American bloodshed is very tempting. And especially when you factor in, and I know this is the liberal talking point, but the money that we sent Ukraine is such a small percent. It's an iota of our military budget, so I can understand this. The problem with that is there's no nuance from the left. You have to understand, with us being in NATO and sending Ukraine money, we're the ultimate figurehead, so Russia's going to view us as the number one enemy, and we're going to alienate Russia and force them closer to China, which is exactly what's happened. So if we want to fund Ukraine, there are positives to it, but there are also negative aspects of it that liberals never talk about. And what's happened? Now you have Russia, you have... What happened with Russia and China doing a joint plane operation or something right next to Alaska? So see, this is a very complicated thing. So I understand why they wanted to fund them. Well, with these liberals, it's all about just NATO. They're just obsessed with NATO. So they're like, we gotta protect it. When, I mean, they're not even part of NATO. Ukraine isn't. But I understand the idea of weakening a foreign adversary with no soldiers. I mean, that's very tempting for sure. And I mean, listen, Ukraine has held their ground. There's no doubt about it. But again, if you do that and because of the amount of money that we have in terms of NATO, I mean, we make up like 70% of the military budget of NATO. If you add in all of our military and the 2% GDP that you're supposed to use, so it's absurd. Ukraine isn't even an ally. What military alliance are we in with Ukraine? Well, it's like a proxy ally. It's because of NATO. Listen, this is the problem, and this is why NATO... Remember when NATO had their little summit with Biden, and Biden bragged and said that all of NATO loves me, because the United States gets pushed around when Democrats are in control by NATO. NATO has the narrative, and what NATO was never supposed to exist for this long. I understand why NATO was set up, and I think NATO was necessary. Look at what the USSR had when NATO was set up in the late 40s. They had all of those Eastern speaking or Eastern European countries after the fall of Nazi Germany. And so they had a lot of land, and so it made sense to do it, but it doesn't make sense anymore. The other problem is when we set that up, we did not have a ridiculous advantage in terms of military over those European countries. Now we do. So NATO doesn't make sense now because times have changed. They act like we set up NATO when we were all on the same level we are right now. It's just it's like this is where we were. We were both here. Europe is here and we're here in 1949, and then it's been like this is us and this is Europe, and it's like, well, I mean, does anyone want to talk about that? I guess not. Don't get suckered into fake news because Dems... Yeah, that was a fake AI video. I think that was probably made by a Republican, honestly, though. Facts. Do I have videos breaking down the wars? I don't think I have any videos on that. Not recently at all. Well, I mean, I think for the proxy wars, I think that it should be Europe's obligation to fund that war. I mean, Europe is landlocked with them. That's their problem. But I mean, it's a little bit more complicated than that, to be fair. Why does Donald Trump want to leave NATO, or is that just a lie? I don't think it's necessarily a lie. He said that during his first term as well. I don't think he's going to leave NATO, but I don't think it's necessarily a lie. But I just broke down the problem with staying in the difference in NATO. Look, NATO is a piece. I'm not saying NATO is all bad, but for the United States, there's such a big obligation on us because of the amount of military power we have over these other European countries. It's definitely not an amazing thing for us, but it's an amazing thing for all the European countries. And that's why I always say that the European countries loved Biden, because they were able to control the narrative surrounding NATO, and it's we're all in this together. That's just not true. I mean, the United States, the obligation is on us to really, we're like the daddy of NATO. And they think we're all brothers. We're not all brothers. We're the daddy. And you're the kids, but when the Democrats are in charge, they just get bitched around by the European countries. It's a narrative thing. What about Kamala's hit and run? It's fake. It's fake. Who needs a win more, Arkansas or Iowa State? Man, that's interesting. I think Iowa State. Arkansas, they both need a win. That's a good question. I'd say probably Iowa State, because Matt Campbell is really, his hype is gone. He's got no hype left. He needs a win. No, the Kamala hit and run was not true. It was an AI video. I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it's a DU. It was fake. Touchdown Green Bay. Should Trump press Kamala on her flip-flops? Yeah, I mean, obviously. The thing is with her, it's so hard to get her to answer to anything. So it's like, I mean, I'm sure, listen, if ABC is at least mildly fair, they're going to say you flip-flopped on a lot of these issues. What is your answer? So I think they will actually say something like that, honestly, because it's just so obvious how much she's flip-flopped on everything. I mean, when you're running a campaign in California, it's a lot different than running a national campaign. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of flip-flops, and it needs to be called out, and it's a really bad weakness, especially considering it's a 5-year difference. It's not like, oh, it's been a decade. It's pretty crazy. Russian AI video. I mean, I don't know where that video came from, but it was AI. Trump doesn't want to leave NATO. Yeah, I mean, I think he probably has hinted at it a few times, but he's not going to leave NATO. Man, the UN is such a fucking joke. What did the UN do that was crazy? Oh yeah, they wanted to have Elon Musk censor Trump or whatever when he was doing his interview with him. That's what the UN said. Or that's what the EU said, sorry. Do you like that a group of 5 team is guaranteed to make the playoff? Personally, I do like it, honestly. I think it adds something, but a lot of people are not going to be happy. Let's just say that. 12-7 Green Bay. What a weird score. Or do they got to kick oh, they had a 2-point attempt. I like that they went for 2. What do I think of from the Young Turks, Anna? She had like a few moments. I mean, listen, I don't really watch their stuff, but I have seen videos of her. Yeah, a few videos of her being more conservative, being more open-minded. So, I mean, obviously she's a liberal, but I have seen some videos of her, but I can't say I watch her a ton. So, like, I don't think I've seen a clip of her probably in a few months, just because I don't watch that type of stuff, I guess. If something gets recommended, I know she's had some more like she'll call out the left a few times. She's been doing that more, and then her base gets very angry. It's entertaining. I mean, I can respect that. I will be cope watching Jank and Anna. Yeah. Remember the 2016 Young Turks? That's an internet. That's an epic internet treasure. What do you think is the safest state of illegal immigrants? I've only seen one in Maryland so far. Well, no. It's not really even a state thing. If you live in like smaller, normally, well, actually, I don't know. Aurora is not that crazy big city. But like, you know, Wyoming, South Dakota, you would think states like what that would be safer. Anything in like the upper Midwest, like a North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, I feel like those states would be safer. But again, they are kind of dropping them off in random cities like Aurora, you see, Springfield. Hmm. Trump now leads Harris in Arizona by 22%. Yeah, dude, this leading report, I gotta be honest, this thing's pretty much fucking useless. What news are you listen, I want to go ahead, but it's just like what news are you breaking? You're just telling us updated odds. Maybe I do this as well with my YouTube videos, honestly. I probably should shut up. Like, look, this is just disturbing with these kids, and it's always kids like this. Lifelong Democrat. I'm no longer a Democrat. Any chance New Mexico goes red? I think it's very slim. Follow Hillary's live tweets. Doesn't Hillary not allow people to respond to her tweets? I think. Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't allow people to respond. So people have to quote tweet it. We know regular mass shootings aren't a fact of life. That's more bullshit. Misrepresenting what people are saying, or something we just have to get over. They weren't always daily reality in America. We can make a Vance calls school shootings fact of yeah. Again, it's more. But I mean, this has got to be one of like someone that controls it. This is not her. I mean, man, they're really milking these tragedies. It's sad to see. It's another small city with illegals, it looks like.
Their point of origin is? Because you're treating them like lawful U.S. citizens, which they are not.
Okay, so I'm going to cut it off because we've had.
Gotta cut it off.
I'm going to cut it off because we have no reason. Again, we have no reason to launch an investigation or to treat people differently because of how they look. There's no reason for it.
Who said that?
Well, that's just what I'm saying. I just said that. Tiffany just said that.
Okay,
so
I didn't say that.
But I said it. But there's no reason for us to discuss this any.
So she lies about his point to try and one-up him.
Further
These individuals came from Haiti.
Are valid concerns that we need to
How
get
are valid concerns, Laura? People come here all the time. We visit Birmingham. We visit
Haiti is a failed state. Their president was assassinated in 2021. There is no way the State Department can vet these individuals.
We're done, and I'm going to ask this to...
Please let him talk.
You had
shut up
I
and
was
let
very
people
specific.
talk.
Okay, I'm going to ask all of you to leave because this meeting is over. If having no other further business, I need a motion to adjourn.
Liberal democracy at its finest. I like Virginia going red. I mean, I think it's unlikely, but it's possible. I mean, I'd say like a 30% chance, honestly. 35 maybe. John, was there another shooting today? Is that true? If that's true, the debate's going to be hijacked by this. This is You have to admit both VP choices are not great. Well, I would say I don't think in terms of winning, Vance is 100% ideal. That's what I would say about Vance. JD Vance is great. I mean, I like Vance in terms of his ability to debate, especially his ability to climb back against the media. But there were other choices. I mean, listen, I don't dislike Vance though. Yeah, I did want Tulsi as the VP. Personally, I did want Tulsi as the VP. I wanted an unbeatable ticket. Didn't care for Vance at first. Yeah, that's kind of a sentiment I thought was going to develop where people kind of like start to like Vance because he does go after the press and clamp back. Favor to win a debate. Oh, I didn't even see. Dude, I gotta stop with this. I gotta stop with this. Breaking news. What does this even mean? Favored in terms of what? What is the poll that's going to be done to determine who wins the debate? Here's Rasmussen. Breaking news. Oh man. I know you're right. How can Polymarket declare what? You know what, dude? There's a stipulation probably. I'll look at it because they're gonna say exactly what it is. Will Trump debate? 98% chance to happen. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What will Kamala say at the debate? Abortion. I mean, my God, you would think that'd be. Well, I don't know. Maybe she want. I guess maybe they're saying she may not say the words abortion. Convicted felon. I would say yes. She's gonna say that. Liar. Yeah, that's good value. Project 2025. I'm speaking. The reason this is so low is because of the muted mics. Border over 5 times. Inflation 81%. Palestine 78%. DEI 8%. Crypto. Oh man. She's not saying crypto. JD Vance, weird. Artificial intelligence. Wall not going back. Unrealized capital gains tax. McDonald's. She's not gonna say McDonald's. She's not gonna mention that. What will Trump say at the debate? Abortion, 78% chance. Borders are. Yeah, he'll definitely say that. Fake news. Drill, baby, drill. Comrade Kamala. Elon Musk. Epstein. Why would. Yeah, it's very unlikely he's going to say Epstein. 5% chance. MAGA over 3 times. Alien. Border over 15 times. Tampon Tim. Crypto, Bitcoin. Yeah, Trump will launch his coin, and he'll say it. He'll launch his coin live during the debate. No, he'd never do that. China 3 times. McDonald's. Yeah, Trump said he's talking about McDonald's. That's a great bet. Number of debates. Favorite to win on Polymarket. That's not the debate. Kamala will be asked the first question because Trump said he's going to go last. So this is free money. Well, I don't want to tell people it's free money, but I believe it is free money because if Trump gets the last question, then that means Kamala gets the first question, I think. Who will win the debate according to polls? Now, what polls is this? The market will resolve to Kamala. Oh my God. Well, no wonder. This is 538's poll that they're using. Yeah, no wonder. Unburdened. Yeah, that's not in there. Who's going to win? I think Indiana's up by 60 points, honestly. I think that's done. Yeah, they had to remember when Alvin Bragg was like, Alvin Bragg's prosecutors were like, "Sir, these are misdemeanors," and he's like, "I don't care, just jam it anyways." That's what he said. He said, "Just jam it down his throat, jam the felony charges. This is all rigged. Who cares? Liberals get away with it." Japatown school. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna search it, but that's obviously not good. Yeah, the debate is going to be in front of an audience. Actually, I don't know if it is. I didn't hear if it was or not. When is the debate taking place? On Tuesday. Letting people bet on something subjective. Well, then they say the poll is what it determines it. Who are the debate moderators? It's not Stephanopoulos. It's ABC people, but it's not Stephanopoulos. I don't know who they are exactly. Probably one female, one male. Yeah, Chuck Schumer came out, the cockroach himself, and said that he wants. At least he admitted now there's 11 million illegals. He's like, well, there's 11 million, maybe more, and they're dreamers. They're dreamers, is what he said. So he's bringing back the dreamers. They haven't really been saying that this election cycle. Well, the unburdened comment really doesn't. It's not good. So I think they just. She does sometimes say it though, but she's barely in a situation where she would say it. I mean, she just doesn't have very many appearances. Do you think she will say thank? You better. What if she did say? I mean, listen. I would say if she actually says it in that accent, you better thank a union member. I would honestly, I'd be like, all right, I have to give it to her. I give her credit for that if she says that. I'll be honest, but she's obviously not gonna say that. What's up, bro? What's up, Hagen? Send illegals to Nantucket, to the island. I would bet on Trump saying Biden. Yeah, he'll probably mention Biden once, maybe. The shooting he's talking about, was targeted and was directed at another student, not an active shooter. Oh, it was just a one-person thing. I mean, obviously it's still bad, but why would they have "I'm speaking for Kamala" if the mics are muted? Yeah, but I mean, the no is the heavy favorite. The no is the heavy favorite there. Yeah, she already won the debate according to 538. They put out their poll already. she won the debate. I mean, look at this. They're like, oh wait, 538 is doing the poll? Yeah, it's gotta be Kamala. And then breaking reports, just like, breaking news. Oh my god. She's winning the debate.
You're cherry picking the numbers. You're only showing the Democrat returns in 2020 compared to 2024, and the same thing with Republicans. All right, so we pulled the 2022 numbers today, and I couldn't believe it. I had to run the numbers 3 or 4 times with my team. Listen to this. In 2022, Democrat mail-in requests at this time compared to right now for 2024, they're up 19%. Wow, huge gains. Where are Republicans at? Republican mail-in requests from 2022
81.
compared to right now, this far out from the election, they're up 85%. Folks,
85.
We came to win. Republicans are adapting. We're fighting fire with fire. We're going to beat the Democrats at their own tactics in 2024.
There's no way that Republicans lose Pennsylvania. It's undeniable.
Do you know that? She's in Pennsylvania, and she's practicing for the debate. She's locked herself in a room. She's got a lot to learn. She's locked herself in a room, and they have one problem. You know what the problem is? They have MAGA outside screaming, "We love Trump, we love Trump, we love Trump," and they can't focus. Can you believe it? Just came over. They got MAGA people all over the place, and they're screaming, "We love Trump," and she can't focus. That's okay. She's right now practicing. Do you know that? She's in Pennsylvania, and she's practicing for the debate. She's locked herself in a room. She's got a lot to learn.
Oh man, yeah, I think Waltz is gonna be gonna be right next to her during the debate. Waltz will be right next to her. She looked so weak, very defensive at interview, looking down, voice cracking. Yeah, she did look really bad, and that's crazy because the amount of time you have to prepare for that interview. And they gave her the questions, and they edited it out. It was a they edited. They didn't say you can't use the transcript. Watch Biden coach Kamala. You mean Dark Brandon? I want to see Dark Brandon come out again. Remember when Kamala pressed Joe for his segregationist past? She's not wrong, but why? Because it's politics. I mean, they kiss and make up. That's why. Obama's campaigning. But dude, have you seen Obama now suddenly want to be like the star of the show? Obama wants to be the star of the show. He's doing all these tweets now.
Voters.
Had it. Had it. But I haven't permanently had it with you.
Oh my god, especially dude, this guy. He's out tweeting now. Yep. He's got to come out and tweet every day about it. There it is. You heard Joe Biden. Let's do it. Oh, man. Barack. It's over. You lost. Trump's inevitable. He is the American hero. Yeah, dude, Obama's like, I gotta come in here. Like, you gotta bring the big guns. And now Obama has to tweet. Obama's gotta tweet twice, 3 times, 4 times a day. I mean, she must be doing really bad with Obama coming out now. You got Hillary having to, because she gets so much hate and no one likes her, having to quiet her replies. You can't even reply to her. This is like the Oakland A's, what they did. I mean, these people are in full-blown panic. Hillary, I want to tell you something, sweetie. Let me talk to you. It's not going to happen. I don't think we're going to see Biden. Where's Bill Clinton? Remember when Bill Clinton flexed that Bill Clinton was like, "Oh, I'm younger than Trump." Yeah, Bill, look at you. Just look at you compared to Trump. Oh, that's not a flex, Bill. Billy boy. Yeah, what will people think? You better thank a union voter. Do not be complacent. Yeah, obviously we must vote. Yeah, we got to vote for sure. Lots of people voted for Obama purely based on his race. Well, I mean that's an obvious, first black president. I mean, a lot of people voted for Hillary because she was a woman, but it didn't push her over. Yeah, I saw Biden. When they put him at the kids' table. Do you remember when they put him at the kids' table? Hold on, I gotta go back and find this. That would have freaking. Dude, I can't read that. That clip is just. Modern day liberalism. Oh man, that's a liberal, man. That's a real liberal. That's a jump scare is what that is. It's got to be close. We're almost here.
That today to highlight.
Dude, they literally had to bring him a fake setup and a kids table. Yeah, take a seat, Gil. At a kids table. He could barely get up. He had to use the table to get up. He had to leverage himself against the table. He looks better than Bill. I'll give him that.
Ready.
Yeah, I remember that. Do not come. Do not come. I'm gonna come. That was a funny clip. Search. Oh, I have seen it. I have seen Bill Clinton's illegal immigration speech. It was very good. Unfortunately, they've done a full 180 on that. Has the Trump hype died down a bit? Well, I mean, Trump's been around for a while. I don't know, I don't know about Trump has been known for a while. It's more of a stationary thing. He doesn't get crazy hype every now and then now just because he's the most famous person. With Kamala, she does get hype and then it dies down. Trump needs to have bigger rallies. Yeah, Trump needs to have way bigger rallies. I agree. Because these people can't. They can't draw anyone. They really can't. She can't fill an arena without it being invite only. They have to make sure they get the amount of people there by inviting them. It's pathetic. Where's Biden been? Well, he was gone for like 2.5 weeks, and then he came back this week. He was on vacation. It was a well-deserved vacation after 2 hard days of work. He had to take a 16-day vacation. Remember the Biden clone that was like 6'9", like Barron Trump's height? And then they were like, all right, this is ridiculous. Nobody's gonna believe this. I mean, come on. We can't be using this clone anymore. This is a little bit out of control, let's be honest. Yeah, what do you think is on that? That's got to be just like fake writing. Like that's got to be fake. They're not actually giving him real notes. Like this is just they've got to be like they're just like, all right, just have AI make like a daily briefing or something and just laminate it and give it to him. Like the guy is not doing anything. That's probably what it is. Internal polling probably showed New Hampshire tied. Maybe. I mean, that's why they visited it. RFK taken out of North Carolina. It's definitely trending towards Trump heavily now after that. Did you see Trump said Biden looked terrible in his bathing? Yeah, I did see that. Can't wait to go to the Butler rally. Yeah, in October. That rally's in October. That's going to be a crazy rally. That should really be at least 40 or 50,000 if they can get that many. Because that'll be a crazy rally. Back to the assassination attempt. Dude, remember I did a live stream. I was like, did Biden die? Remember that? That was one of those Laura Loomer things, of course. You're convinced the real Biden? No, I think that is Biden, personally. But I mean, there was rumors that he did back in like the summer, like in the dead of summer. Because he put out like a weird letter that he was stepping down. So quite a few headlines about Lichman's today and his keys. Yeah, he'll be done. He'll be done after this. Thank God. Rally size does not equal electoral. Yeah, but it gives you power in arguments. That's the real important thing. No, you want to see the visual of just how the campaign is. You know, I mean, like these, like it is so crazy to think about. I mean, obviously it doesn't mean a whole lot, but it's just like how Biden got all those votes in 2020. Jesus, man. Going to the place you got shot at is, yeah, it's a great move. It's great for optics. It's amazing. That is weird to go to a place a person lost his life. Well, you can blame liberals for that. Was that Dark Brandon? That was 6. Yeah, Dark Brandon was like 6. Dark Brandon's like a Chad, bro. Come on. BYU just scored a touchdown on a 2-point conversion, huh? Wow. A lot of teams going for 2 tonight, it looks like, huh? Vital signs. Love your channel. Thank you, man. All right, guys. I went for about an hour and a half. That's going to do it for this stream. Trump needs to do a rally. Listen, Trump needs to do a rally. If he's going to do a rally at not Talladega, he needs to do a rally at Bristol. If he's going to do a rally at a motor speedway. Optics help. Well, it's propaganda. That's what it is. It's to energize the campaign. I just missed the Biden whisper. Yeah, I think Biden made it better, honestly. Biden was more funny than Kamala. Kamala just kind of, I mean, even Kamala's kind of funny herself just because it's clownish. But Biden was at least, he would at least go out and do stuff, it felt like. I'll probably be on tomorrow at 9 o'clock later at night. That would be my guess. Does Lake have a chance? Yeah, she has a chance. It's going to be tough, but she has a chance. If Trump wins by like 4, she could win by like a point. If Republicans lose the election, will we ever win again? How many illegals get amnesty? That'll determine it, right? I mean, it depends how bad it gets under Kamala, but you know, she's going to be the incumbent at that point. Good night. I don't know if Lake's going to win. I think it's going to be pretty tough, honestly. I mean, I think it'll be a lot closer than these polls. Normally, the polls to show a massive discrepancy in down ballot voting, and then it gets a lot tighter in terms of the just down ballot voting. Yeah, no, Lake will be gone if she loses. She'll be done. Yeah. Or, I mean, at least in terms of that, in terms of Arizona, I would think.